what I found out working with parents is that as parents, we don't want to be talked to, but rather talk with. And I feel like a lot of times with experts, parents feel like they're talked to about how they should do things, right? This is the best way to do it. This is where the science is. And those things are great, but also having the vulnerable conversation of like, hey, I'm going through this. And this is how I am overcoming it, right? So seeing a peer, someone that is just, a parent going through life, right? Be able to share their experience, I think really helps to empower ourselves that we can do it too, So I think that the story of a parent is very beneficial and very powerful. And I also feel that there needs to be a representation of the parents that are sharing their knowledge and their experience. I didn't see as much brown fathers being able to speaking about fatherhood and the intentional of being a conscious parent. So then that's why I decided to start sharing that message, right? And just like how I'm sharing my message, there's other populations that need to have a voice so others can also relate.
Know that I thought I had influence. I knew that I had the power of my own experience. I have always felt that way because I gained so much from hearing other people's experiences. I love narrative. I love story. I love overcoming. I love testimonies. I love hearing how people had this problem or they started this new journey and look at where they are now or look at what they've accomplished now, right? And so I knew that there was something there. I did not fully grasp the influence of it all, how you might talk about this thing and then you can actually spur someone else to action. That part still kind of trips me up. Like it's kind of crazy to me. Even just something as simple as saying, hey guys, I bought my son this book during the holidays. He loves trucks. And so there was a Goodnight construction site, Merry Christmas version. And then like 4 people respond and say, hey, I bought that book and my kid loved it. It's like, why would you listen to me? That's crazy. But that's the power of community. Once you start sharing your story and other people start listening and relating to you, then they realize, hey, she is like me. So if she liked it, if her kid liked it, if she thought it was useful, maybe I will too. And that's enough for me to spend actual money and try it out for myself. And that just keeps kind of blowing my mind that any regular person can have influence.
The best and easiest way that I use to power up my social media is that whenever I feel a message on my heart, whenever I feel my chest constrict and like, I have something heavy I want to say, that's when I pull out my phone. I don't make my content cold. I don't just usually sit down and say, okay, let me record, let me do this. No, I'm in the car and I just got off the phone with a friend and we had a great conversation and I pull out my phone. I just got back from the gym. I had a great workout. I pull out my phone. I just had a resolution with my husband over something. I pull out my phone. So you use your life experiences to show you, oh, this is important. This is important to me. So that means it's going to resonate with somebody else. That's important to them. Because I don't know if you noticed, but when you talk about something you're excited about and you're passionate about and you speak much differently than when you're talking about something that you need to talk about and that you should be talking about and you're getting paid to talk about, and people can feel that energy.
Building community and even, dare I say, organizing online, organizing for better schools, hearing stories, hearing information that is actionable to support our kids. This is really an invaluable resource. And it's such an easy way to do it because you don't have to go to that meeting scheduled at that time that you can't make it to. You just hop online and engage. That's powerful. I think the possibilities are limitless.
The power of stories, right? Like the authenticity of that, the relatability. And we really saw that with Me Too and BLM, where sort of that personal story almost, and the compounding of that snowballs and can become a political force. There's also this pivot happening from like organization and brand-led marketing and messaging to more influencer messaging. And what we're seeing now with the rise of TikTok is that like user-generated content is the best content. That's the content that people are most interested in seeing. And so I think social media is definitely, you know, a huge wave that that is driving a lot of that. I'd say, you know, people don't always want to hear from experts all the time. Certainly some do, but oftentimes, like, we want to hear from folks that are just a couple of steps ahead of where we are, dealing with a particular situation or a challenge. And so it comes to that, like, who do you listen to? You know, you listen to maybe a neighbor or a friend, and just trying to figure things out together. I think there's an appeal to that. And lastly, when I think about social media, there is sort of like a social psychology aspect to it. There's the social proof. There's the nudge theory. There's this idea that, you know, I might be more likely to do something if I see other people doing it or talking about it, right? And all of these things together are converging to make social media more of a driver for social change.